Alright, all of us that own the MSI MAG 321 UP monitor, MSI just gave us a new firmware update. So let's check this out, get it installed, and pray that I don't brick my new monitor. Let's get at it. Welcome to Uberclock. Now, first thing you want to do is go to that product page on MSI's website. I've got it pulled up here. And now we're going to go to support. I guess the first thing we'll want to do is see if they've got any new version of the firmware update utility. Looks like the same one I've downloaded previously. We're going to grab that anyway. Going to download that. Go to downloads. Alright, now let's grab the new firmware. Here it is. Our firmware version FW.014. Just released a couple of days ago. Half a megabyte roughly. And let's see here, description: optimize the default settings of the MSI OLED Care. That might be good. Fix DisplayPort black screen when data stream compression's on. I don't know if I've noticed that. I've got mine turning off frequently anyway because I don't want burn-in issues. Input lag and latency optimization. That's going to be interesting. And optimized multiple language issues. So there must have been some issues in the menu system with languages. I haven't noticed it on the English version, but I'm sure some of you guys who don't speak English natively might appreciate that update as well. Alright, we're going to grab that. And we've got this SOP. We're going to grab that too. And it looks like our downloads are done. This larger file here is probably the instructions, so we're going to take a look at that. Actually, executable for the firmware update utility. Interesting. Alright. And then there's a flash with GPU via DP cable. Realtek zip. Extract all. Alright, here we go. Now, how to flash the firmware with NVIDIA AMD graphics card via DP cable. Alright, well, the bulk of us are going to be using NVIDIA AMD, but I'm sure there may be some using the new Intel GPU, and maybe some using integrated graphics that might not be either as NVIDIA or AMD as well. I don't know. This is interesting that they've got it different, I guess, dedicated direction zone flashing this monitor using NVIDIA or AMD graphics cards via the DisplayPort cable. Please connect DisplayPort cable between monitor and desktop system. Don't use any adapter. Oh boy. Please install latest driver for NVIDIA and AMD graphics card, probably because they want the DisplayPort functioning correctly. For NVIDIA graphics card, please install. Of course, they've got, looks like, driver versions, perhaps video card, and it looks like graphics card versions for both models. Of course, there's ours listed there. Modify both item to never in power option. Yes, that's probably a good idea. We don't want it shutting off in the middle of a firmware update. How to flash firmware under MSI firmware update utility. Because they're going to have us go through what we just did. Download firmware. Got some language issues here. Please download utility, which we've done all that. Please open update utility. We'll get to that after we do some rearranging of my settings. I've got power options enabled that we need to turn off. Then we're going to load file. This looks like typical firmware update procedures here. Click install ISP button. 10 minutes. That would be why they want it to not shut off. Most people might have that set to a lot lower than 10 minutes. And then it will give us a firmware update FW success. Click OK. Update is finished. Please remove AC power cord on monitor around 1 minute. Please replug AC power cord and press power button on monitor. Please refer manual. Do not reset once in OSD. So they want us to go in and do a reset. This is not much different from doing a motherboard firmware update. So if you do motherboard BIOS updates, you know, they want you to reset it. No different there. Clear out all the old stuff, reset everything up. How to check the version afterwards? Yes, see that in the on-screen display there. You've got it in the bottom corner. Potential error messages. Let's see, compare checksum has failed. Bin and model name has failed. Update firmware fail. Error codes are listed with stop codes. Hopefully we don't see any of those. Those are probably related to not having a DisplayPort cable connected correctly or using an adapter in line with the cable, which they are saying that we should not do. Now, let's take a look at my settings here. Power options. Where's the battery at? Performance change plan. 25 minutes. So we're going to do never. Save that, but we're going to go back to advanced power options. Never. Alright. Display. Turn off display after. Never. Okay, that got set correctly. Yep. Alright. Alright, that's been set. Now that should be good. Alright, so I had to connect the DisplayPort cable as they recommend that. Now let's do this update. So I'm going to reinstall the tool, which is this guy, I do believe. Actually, I'm going to run it. Let's go back and unpack the actual update. It's going to be this real small file here. Yep, there's the bin file for that. Now let's run the tool. Let's see if we can update this firmware. Here we go. DisplayPort, yep. Load file. Downloads. That's the bin file, open. What options? Yeah, don't give you any other options. Alright, and click ISP. They said it may take 10 minutes, so I'll probably cut some of that out. We'll see how long it takes. success, and it didn't take 10 minutes, thankfully. Okay, now you guys won't be able to see this. I'll have to take a picture, but I'm gonna go into the menu and confirm it is indeed FW.014, and that was very painless. So I'm gonna go ahead. I may take and record going into the OSD and doing the reset for you guys. Let's see how that works. All right, let's get to that. All right, I've reset up and I've got my camera pointed at the monitor so you guys can see the on-screen display. So there we go. Firmware 0.014, and they said to reset it. I'm going to assume resets right there. Go into that, select yes, and here it goes. And it appears to be done. I'll have to go back in here and do some of my other settings I had, my personal preferences, but all these settings are probably been defaulted. But we've updated the firmware and it was pretty painless, and I did not brick my monitor. Alright, thanks guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.